Welcome to the February edition of the Lion Lowdown.
My name is Sharon Burns. I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing for Lansing USD 469, and I'm here with Superintendent Dan Wessel.
On this month's edition, we'll be talking about Lansing USD 469 goals for the 2022-2023 school year, strategic planning process that we're entering into with Greenbush Educational Service Center, some hiring of new administrators across USD 469, and lastly, our favorite part is the shout-out section.
Yes, our Lansing USD 469 Board of Education had their first work session on Monday, January 31st to discuss setting goals for the upcoming school year and also implementing a strategic plan for our district. After a long and very productive meeting, the board settled on 4 areas of focus for next year. They would like to focus on academics, human capital, which is basically staff recruiting and retention, effective systems, and fiscal responsibility.
Then at our regular scheduled meeting on February 14th, the Board of Education approved our goals that we had set during our work session. And then we voted to engage Greenbush in that strategic planning process for implementation at the start of the 2023 school year. And we'll take that entire school year to get the process right to set a long-range plan. And then we also talked about a new recognition system that the Board of Education is going to engage in for staff and students at the beginning of our Board of Education meetings.
Yes, so if you would like to nominate someone for this recognition at a Board of Education meeting, we have sent the nomination form out to our teachers via email and to our parents via Skyward, as well as posting it on the website. We have included a link to that Google form to nominate someone also in the description of this YouTube video.
During the meeting, we also had initial discussions about a new social media policy for all representatives of USD 469 and a nepotism policy for hiring. What we're trying there is striving for transparency while still being a very family-friendly workplace.
Yes, it's important to note that another way that we work for transparency is by posting notices of all of our meetings on our board doc system. And we also post it on the website and on social media. If you would like to be emailed the agenda before the next board meeting or any future board meetings, you can contact Mr. Wessel to do that. You can email him.
Once we have you on that list and you decide that you want to interact with the Board of Education through that meeting, we broadcast our meetings on YouTube as they're being held. Sharon posts a recap of the initial things that we had approved and any information, pertinent information that would be a part of that approval. And I just would like to say that it is an honor to serve our community as the superintendent, and our Board of Education is dedicated to serving our community in that thankless, unpaid job of a board member. So I'd just like to say thank you for allowing me to do that.
Yes, another wonderful accomplishment at our February 14th meeting was the approval of hiring Greenbush to help us set a strategic plan for the district. So for those of you unaware of what a strategic plan is, it's basically a roadmap of where we are right now in Lansing USD 469, where we want to go, and how we are going to get there.
At the end of that, we'll end up with a document that lays out the path for our school district for the next 5 years based on the input of you, the constituents, through a planning process that takes our community input, and that will help set that course, set that roadmap for our school district. The other parts of the strategic plan that is extremely important to note is that it's more than just a school board. It is more than teachers. It is more than students. We have all of those folks, but we also need business members. And we'll be reaching out with invitations at the beginning of the next school year, and we'll be asking for some additional input. We'll be looking for approximately 100 folks in order to serve on that.
Yes. Also, looking to the future, we are in the process of hiring a new elementary school principal, a new intermediate school principal, a new high school principal, as well as a new director of special education.
Along with that, we will be setting up interviews for the elementary and intermediate school principals. That will happen during next week, and then we hope to be able to have those approved at our March 7th meeting. Quick note on that, our March 7th meeting is a week earlier than normal because of spring break, and with that, we have an interview committee that includes teachers, that includes admin, and then we take that to the board for a final approval.
And now we have landed on our favorite portion of the Lion Lowdown, and that is the shout outs. So first shout out we would like to give is to Mr. Brian White and the Women's Ensemble. They were selected to perform at the Kansas Music Educators Association convention, actually today. This is the highest honor an ensemble can achieve, and we are incredibly proud of Mr. White and the Women's Ensemble.
It was an honor to hear them sing at our Monday in service, as they had to practice, because as a part of that, you have 30 minutes to be on and off of the stage, and your entire performance took you through that. And I'm getting chills right now from thinking about that performance. It was great to listen to them. Our second shout out goes to our basketball teams at the high school. The girls won the UKC championship and were presented with their trophy. That's back-to-back championships for them. And then also we'd like to give a shout out to the boys basketball team for beating our rivals to the north, Leavenworth, on senior night, as they came back from a deficit and ended up winning the game by 11. So that was an excellent win, and many congratulations.
Our third shout out goes to Assistant Principal of Lansing Middle School, Mr. Nick Flynn. Mr. Flynn stepped up on February 24th to help the lunchroom by serving as cashier. They were short-staffed, and his help allowed the lines to move faster and get the kids through. So thank you, Mr. Flynn, and well done.
And this concludes our February edition of the Lion Lowdown.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again in March.